Obi-Wan Kenobi Reva spin-off series in the works for Disney+. I'm going to give you a reaction right now. Here we go. What's up, buddy? You've been watching Obi-Wan. You've been watching Star Wars continue to dig its own little grave. Look, it's not a grave. That's not the right way to put it. It's just, Star Wars is just spinning its wheels at this point. It's not going anywhere. It's not getting better. It's just staying the same level of crap. But Disney is so sure that they're doing everything right. They have a plan. Just stick with the plan, they tell us. Believe us. Believe what we're doing. We've got a giant ball of ideas, and you're going to be blown away. Well, I keep waiting for them to blow me away. I keep waiting for them to put out a show that really blows my mind, and they haven't done it. But they keep telling us more is coming. Aren't you excited for Andor, The Acolyte, whatever else? And now we find out that we're even going to get a TV show starring Reva from Obi-Wan. And I think that is a perfect example of everything that's wrong with Star Wars. And that's what we're going to talk about. Reva, the character. She is emblem of the current quagmire that Star Wars is stuck in, where they think they know better than every Star Wars fan in existence, and that if they just keep forcing characters and plot lines and ideas on us, and what can we do? We're just forced to suck it up and accept it. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. But real quick, I want to talk about my sponsor, Into the AM. Now, a lot of you guys comment on my videos and they go, Vito, for a disgusting fat man, you have an impeccable sense of style. Where do you get all those awesome graphic t-shirts you've been wearing? Well, the answer is, of course, Into the AM. What I like about these guys is that these are real designs from real artists. They're not like those stupid, self-generated AI shirts that are like, I'm a dad from Milwaukee, and if you mess with my shotgun and my copy of Galaga, no, these are like genuine artists came up with a cool idea for a shirt, and they made it happen. Too often are we just stuck wearing brand logos and we were walking advertisements for corporations. Here you can wear some legitimate art on your body. I like it. It looks good. People on the street, they see me, they go, where'd you get that beautiful shirt? And I go, Into the AM. Don't forget to click my download link. And they go, what are you talking? We're on the street. We're talking to each other. How do I click a download link? And I go, leave me alone. But you should click on the download link in my description to get yourself 10% off your entire order. I think some of the best deals they got, you can get 3 graphic tees for $60. That's $20 a shirt. That's the same you're going to pay at like a retail big box store, but you're getting, again, actual art. Not to mention, right now, for the next couple days, is the summer style sale. You're going to save up to 50% off some of their most popular items, t-shirts, tank tops. Now is the best time to go take a look, see what they got. So again, don't forget, use the link in my description to save 10% off your entire order at Into the AM. Now, let's get back into Star Wars. Now, for those of you who have watched Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 5, you've probably borne witness to the dramatic revelation that Reva was one of the younglings in the Jedi Temple and watched as Anakin Skywalker slaughtered all her friends. Now, those of us who know anything about story structure saw this reveal coming a mile away. I mean, literally in the first episode, they show us younglings getting murdered in the temple, one of whom is a little black girl, and you go, okay, what other reason would that scene be there? Because it has no other connection to any other character in this thing. Oh, there you go. Because she's obviously a former Jedi student or whatever it is. And also, obviously, and I called this, I need to make videos where I predict what's going to happen in these things, because I'm not an idiot and I know what's going to happen. Clearly, she became an Inquisitor with the hopes of overthrowing the Grand Inquisitor so she could become the Grand Inquisitor, letting her get close enough to Darth Vader to kill him. And that's her whole arc, is that she became evil so she could get revenge on Anakin Skywalker. Problem is, does that really make sense? We've seen this character cutting off people's hands. As an Inquisitor, she's been running around slaughtering more Jedi. So we have a character that's trying to avenge her dead Jedi pals by killing more Jedi. Does that make sense to anyone out there? Like, God, I can't believe you killed all my friends, these brave Jedi. Here's what I'll do. I'll go kill a bunch of Jedi. Well, what? No, That plan is a bad plan, it feels like. But I will say this, that at least I have a lot of people going, well, now Reva's going to be a good guy character. Well, she can't be a good guy character because we know that she's killed a bunch of people. She's murdered innocents. If anything, she's going to be kind of morally gray. It kind of sounds like all she cares about is killing Anakin Skywalker. Like, that's her only character trait. That's why she's been trying to trap Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's why she's willing to try and torture 8-year-old girls, kidnap and torture them, specifically to get close enough to Darth Vader to kill him. Problem is, in the episode, as we saw, that was your attempt. You spent years earning the Grand Inquisitor position, only to waste all the goodwill that you've earned with Vader by just randomly charging at him across the room. Why didn't you kill him in his sleep? Why didn't you put poison in his little meditation chamber? You failed. You goofed. So we've now got one episode left. Reva has discovered the hologram talking about Luke Skywalker. My belief is that the final episode is going to be her going to Tatooine to try and kill Luke Skywalker and say, we need to end the Skywalker bloodline. He'll be evil like his father. Obi-Wan convinces her, no, you can't judge him based on his father. That's what I think's going to happen. I guess this is going to be her, makeup for not being able to kill Vader. Like, well, I can't kill Vader, but at least I can kill his kids. And then Obi-Wan, I assume, is going to talk her down. And then she will become like this kind of gray Jedi, good guy, bad guy. Like, yes, I've done evil in the past, but now, I don't know, I'm recommitted to the Force or something. Fine. Okay, here's what I'm going to say about Reva. I think that this actress has been very lackluster. Like, she's supposed to be, even though she is secretly, well, she's not secretly good, but she has, a secondary motivation. We were supposed to believe that this is a lady who cuts off people's hands and is pure ruthless and has earned her way into the ranks of the Inquisitors through her sinister nature. And instead, I'm always just like, this is a lady playing a part. She's not selling that role. Probably the first time I thought she was a little believable was in the most recent episode where she talks about the trauma of all her friends dying and how Obi-Wan wasn't there to help her.
Where were you while he was killing my friends? Why didn't you stop him? Why didn't you save us?
I thought that was a great little conversation. The problem is that you think about what's actually happening as like 100 stormtroopers are watching their boss whisper through a door. And you're like, this is a little silly, isn't it? This is a little silly of a place for this conversation to be happening. But here's what I'm going to say, is that maybe Reva has the potential to be a more interesting character. Now we know her backstory. We know what motivates her. I think there is going to be this final 6th episode reveal where she kind of comes to her senses and goes, you're right, I've gone down the path of the dark side, and now I'm going to re-embrace the light side. It's a little cheesy, but it's Star Wars. Star Wars is pretty cheesy. Fine. But that's not enough to do what they're doing here, which is apparently, and this could be just a rumor, but it really does feel like what they're trying to do, Obi-Wan Kenobi Reva spin-off series in the works for Disney+. Which, I'm going to give you a reaction right now. Here we go. God damn it, Disney. Come on. Now, this gives so much ammunition to the Reva haters who have said that Obi-Wan is just a secret setup for this Reva character. And even I said, well, it is an Obi-Wan show. And I do still believe it is an Obi-Wan show at its heart. But they have clearly devoted way too much time to building up this character to the point of then, immediately, the show's not even done. They're already talking about, well, we're going to do a spin-off show starring her. This is not how you build a beloved character, Star Wars. And that's ultimately what I want to talk about here today. The writers at Disney seem to think that you can build beloved franchise characters just by shoving them down the audience's throat as hard as possible. Scrap, shut up and let me make videos. Stop interrupting my work. Nowhere was this more apparent than the character of Rey, who I will reluctantly refer to as Rey Skywalker. This was a character where Disney said all we need to do is take a girl, give her a bunch of Jedi powers, have her meet everybody. Oh, she knew Han Solo and she met Luke Skywalker and Leia gave her a hug. And that the fans would just go, great, she's a part of our franchise and we love her and we can't wait for more Rey Skywalker adventures. No, most fans dismissed Rey because we could tell what they were doing. They didn't try to naturally slot her into the series. They didn't let her grow onto her own. They just kept giving her powers, having her do incredible things and blow our minds. And they went, see, don't you love her? Isn't she your favorite character? And you go, nah, I don't really like her. And they go, what are you, sexist? You don't like women? Like, no, I just don't like why is she a Skywalker? That was the biggest example of Disney's hubris. To say we can just make new Skywalkers. We don't even have to like come up with a way for Luke Skywalker to have a kid and the kid grows up. And you imagine how many movies and TV shows you'd have to watch the kid grow up and eventually become a Jedi. No, you could just take anybody off the street and make him a Skywalker. No. Disney, this doesn't work. And that's kind of what's happening with Reva. What I want to say to Disney is if you want this character to be a beloved character who, start against, you maybe could have her own TV show. Sure. That should come years from now. After she has been explored more in, I don't know, comic books, outside lore, put her in a couple other TV shows. But the fact that the Obi-Wan show is not even done, and I know you've been planning this. If this is true that you're planning a spinoff series, that means from day one, as you were writing the Obi-Wan show, you thought, hey, we need more Star Wars characters to make crappy TV shows about. So can you also make the Obi-Wan show a backdoor pilot for this Reva character that we just invented that no one's heard of? And part of me wonders, is this because Disney owns this character? Disney famously threw out all the expanded lore and whatever else because they were running into the same problems Marvel runs into, which is when you use a character that was invented by one of these comic book artists or a guy who wrote one of the old novels, oftentimes you have to pay them royalties based on inventing that character and inventing that storyline. So Disney seems to really hate when that happens. They've been fighting with a lot of these Marvel writers to say, well, we don't really owe you anything. You don't really own this character. So it kind of seems like fan favorite characters have been around for a while. They're kind of throwing them off to the wayside while trying to give us characters that they invented last week in their basement and being like, don't you love Reva as much as Ahsoka and whatever else? And you're like, no, I want characters. If you want me to love Reva, you need to spend time building her up. Ahsoka's a great example. How many seasons of Clone Wars did we see Ahsoka in? Like 6, 7 seasons. And now you have an Ahsoka show. Okay? Because the fans grew to love the character. No one has grown to love Reva across the 5 episodes of this TV show, which debuted a month ago. And you're already talking about doing a spinoff. That's crazy. I think Cara Dune is another example of a character that I probably would have watched the TV show of, because her introduction in Mandalorian was pretty gradual, would show up in a couple episodes, then, was featured more in the second season. And I kind of got some time to get accustomed to the character and go, you know what, she is kind of interesting. I don't love her. I don't think she's the greatest actress. And obviously she screwed it all up by saying a bunch of stuff about Jewish people. Let's not argue about it, okay? Everyone always tells me, well, what she said was factually correct. Okay, regardless, Hollywood doesn't want to hear about it. It was a stupid thing to say. But I kind of got used to her character. I was like, I would watch a Rangers of the New Republic show. I think it was also going to have, what's his name? The guy who plays Apollo Creed. I'm like, that could be pretty cool. And again, it was a character that we got a little bit of time to establish them. We got at least 2 seasons of The Mandalorian to see this character, learn a little bit about her. It was intriguing. Obi-Wan Kenobi just came out. And frankly, also, Cara Dune was a character where was a pretty good character. Not great, but we're like, yeah, this is interesting. And most people I talk to about Reva, they go, I don't buy it. She's supposed to be like evil and sinister, but it just feels like a very nice lady pretending to be mad. Like, we don't buy the emotion coming out of her. And that's the whole point about spinoffs. Is all TV shows have tons of characters. Some of them are good or some of them are bad. And you have to wait for the audience to react. You go, the audience really likes this character. Maybe we could do more with them. Maybe we could put them in more episodes. Maybe they could have a spinoff show. But when you go into it, again, like a Reva or a Rey Skywalker, and you go, the audience will love this character or we will force them to, you end up with this is what Disney is now, is forcing us. The love for these characters is not real. They are just jammed down our throats. Okay? Have you met any Reva fans? Is anyone watching the Obi-Wan show and going, God, I just love Reva and I can't wait for a Reva show? I haven't met anyone saying that. Again, the character's not terrible. And again, with room to grow and maybe appearances in some other media, maybe this character would be fleshed out enough to the point where I go, okay, do a TV show. But the fact that they went into it and they're like, let's, at the expense of Obi-Wan itself, instead of focusing on making a really good Obi-Wan Kenobi show, let's also build up a spin-off series for a character no one's heard of, and we don't even know if the audience will like or hate her. And also, if you don't like her, you're racist, which is a whole other thing. I don't want to talk about it. But this is not how you build a franchise, Disney. Stop forcing this stuff down our throat. Just let it come naturally. Let the fans tell you who they like, and let the fans guide your decisions in which characters should be spotlighted and which characters, kind of a dud, let's throw them out. That's how you make a great show. You can't just force characters on us and tell us if you don't like them, you're a bad person. It doesn't work. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the character of Reva. Like, do you want a Reva spinoff show? Again, it just feels so forced. Like I'm being forced to like this character that nothing about her evolution into getting her own TV show was natural or driven by the fan base. It all feels like sinister, corporate, oh, well, what if we had one about a lady this time? Like, yeah, okay, go nuts. I just don't think this is how you make a great franchise. I think that characters who become popular, it happens organically, and it is a slow and methodical process. Unlike Disney, which is trying to ramp this up because they need Star Wars to make them billions of dollars. So you need to accept these characters, audience. I know you only met them yesterday, but they need to be your new favorite, and you need to go buy a backpack and a Trapper Keeper and whatever, all this character merchandise. Why haven't you bought a Reva t-shirt yet, you bigot? It's too much, Disney. It's too fast. Let us learn to love these people before you shove them down our throat. Let me know in the comments if you agree. We got more cool videos coming soon. Check out my comic book, superkiller.org, coming soon. Thank you, Vito Nation. Take care of yourself. The actress seems like a nice lady. As always, don't harass the actress. I just think this character sucks.